today. We're at 2.5 for the day. We're at like 78 for the month. Not too bad, not too bad. This is one of my passive stores. October 1st, October 31st, we're at 71. We're at 79. We're about 79 for October. And keep in mind, I got 4 Shopify stores running. This is not like a one-time Shopify store. I have 4 of these things running. And it's been very, very consistent. I do this shit for a living. You get what I'm saying? So I started off freshman in high school. I'm broke at the time. I got no money as a freshman in high school. And somebody said, put me on. Yeah, I'm going to be talking. Somebody said, please say, I don't know what you're saying. But like I said before, I started off as a freshman in high school. I was broke as a freshman in high school. And I wanted to buy some pizza, eat out with my friends. So I asked my parents for some money. My parents started laughing at me in the kitchen. My parents are like, we don't got any money. So at the time, I had to figure out a way to make some money. And I had to like hustle because I'm like, listen, if my parents aren't going to give me money, like I got to do something. You get what I'm saying? I see Gary Vaynerchuk on Instagram talking about flipping shit online. So I have like $100 cash. You know what I'm saying? I don't got a lot of money as a freshman in high school. So I see him talking shit, talking about, basically flipping shit from thrift stores onto eBay. So I started going to thrift stores, picking up items for like $5, flipping it onto eBay for like $35, and I'm making $300 to $600 a month doing this little hustle. Not a lot of money, but when you're broke, you can't be a chooser. Beggars can't be choosers. If you got $100 to your name and somebody says go to a thrift store, flip some items, and make a few $100, boom, 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 you got to do what you got to do. So that's what I was doing as a freshman, sophomore, and junior in high school. I'm making little bits of money. By the way, guys, if you're new to this live, I'm talking about getting rich with e-commerce, okay? There's 19, 20-year-olds that are multimillionaires with this shit. So, we're going to be talking about what I had to do to progress and, move from having $1,200 being a broke boy. I had no money. And, really changing my life. So, like I said, I'm doing these little hustles for about 3 years. Junior year of high school ends. We enter senior year of high school, and we have a 3-month summer vacation. And around August, my dad basically pulls me to the side, and my dad is like, listen, we're having trouble paying the bills. You're going to have to step up and start helping us out with the bills. He's like, listen, you can get a job at Panera Bread, he goes. You can get a job at McDonald's. I'm like, what? McDonald's, Panera Bread. And then he's like, you could get a job at White Castle. I was like, hold on. I didn't want to get a regular job. I had never had a regular job. So I was like, I'm not really messing with having authority, man. I was imagining in my head, imagine going to work. You got your manager at McDonald's telling you mop the floor. I just hated that, man. I hated having somebody tell me what to do. So I didn't want to get a regular job, but at the same time, I'm not going to leave my parents in the dust. So once that happened, I was like, yo, I got to snap into this. I got to wake up and smell the coffee because if my dad is asking me to help him out with the bills, what's going to happen if I have to go to college? My parents were talking about college. So I'm like, listen, if you need help right now as a senior in high school, they needed help. What's going to happen when college comes around? Who's going to pay for the college? So I'm like, oh shit. So I started doing the numbers of everything. Because I'll be honest, my first 3 years in high school, I'm in la-la land. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not in touch with reality first 3 years of high school. I'm not thinking about how much does college cost or how much does a job pay or taxes. I'm not in reality. So when my dad tells me this, I start to snap into reality pretty quickly. And I start looking at the price of college. We're talking $15,000 to $20,000 a year. $15,000 to $20,000 a year. My parents don't have money. So who's going to take on that debt? I'm going to be $40,000 to $80,000 in student loan debt in 4 years. So I'm like, do I want to go to school for 4 years, put myself in $80 grand in student loan debt, and then get some mediocre paying job if I'm lucky, and now I got to answer to some boss, make mediocre money, and then on top of that, I got to pay back my student loan debt. It seemed like a recipe for mediocrity. It seemed like a recipe for misery. And everything I'm talking about is real life, man. I have a cousin over $100,000 in student loan debt. She has a business administration degree and she still hasn't found a job and she's struggling. So this is reality. You know what I mean? I'm conservative when I say 15 to 20,000. I'm conservative. So I'm like, that's not the position I want to be in. I don't want to be in debt. I don't want to be paying this. I start looking at my situation a little bit more. We were in a rundown apartment. I start looking at that. I'm like, damn. And then I start looking. I'm like, I see my parents working 10, 12-hour days. I've been told my whole life, work hard, work hard. You're seeing your parents work 12-hour days and barely get by. So I'm like, man, what the fuck, man? So at that time, I'm just like, man, I got to get rich because if I'm rich, My mom doesn't need to work. My dad doesn't need to work. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you're making $500,000 a month or $100,000 a month or even $80,000 a month, you're much more comfortable. You know what I mean? You could retire your mom. You could write her a check each month. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, at that point in time, I wanted to be rich. You know what I mean? At that point in time, I made the decision that I'm not going to settle and be like, oh, I'm going to settle with, some mediocre paying job. At that time, I wanted to be rich. I'm 16, 17 years old at the time. So in my head, my first step to being rich is 5 figures a month. I'm thinking 5 figures a month is like that number. Because think about it, if you make $30,000 or $40,000 a month, you don't need to clock into a regular job if you're making $30,000 or $40,000 a month. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to clock into work. So I'm like, that's kind of what I want to do. Like, 5 figures is my first goal. I had trouble visualizing like a 6-figure month. That seemed like unrealistic to me. So my first goal was just like 5 figures a month, 10, 20, 30, $40,000 a month. So, I look at my bank account. I look at my high school checking account. I got $1,200 in my high school checking account. So I'm like, man, what am I going to do with $1,200? You understand what I'm saying? Like, what are you going to do with $1,200? And this is why I like to share my story, because sure, I can sit here and pull up a nice screenshot. I could show this. You understand what I'm saying? I could show this. You understand? I could show you guys this right now. Right? We could show these numbers now. But I'm just trying to show you guys how I progressed and started hitting those numbers. You guys, you understand what I'm saying? Like, what I had to do to hit a 78K month. It's nothing. That's a small story, but you understand where I'm coming from. So I had $1,200 to my name. I'm like, yo, I want to be rich. I want to make money. I'm like, what am I going to do with $1,200? Like, I can't start a real estate company. I can't start a car rental company. There's not much you can do with $1,200. You got to start something that's like low risk, low reward, can make you a lot of money. And, online business was always in the back of my head because, like I said, I used to go to thrift stores, pick up items, $5, flip them for $35. So online business was always in the back of my head. And, my brain is like scanning for an opportunity. You understand what I'm saying? Because the whole eBay flip situation is just not going to make you rich. So my brain is like scanning for an opportunity. I see a 20-year-old kid, 21-year-old kid on Instagram living a nice life, lavish. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he's living a nice, lavish life. You understand? He's in Miami. He's renting out Lamborghinis in Miami. He's working in a cabana in Miami. I'm like, whoa. You know what I mean? Like, he's on the laptop in the cabana, so the cabana blocks the sun. So he's on the cabana just working on the computer, and I'm super intrigued by this. Like, I'm seeing this kid, 20 years old, I'm super intrigued. So I find out that this guy is doing Shopify dropshipping. I find out he's doing dropshipping. I start doing dropshipping. I started doing dropshipping because of him, okay? My first 2 months, I'm losing money on Facebook ads. I'm just losing my money. I don't even know what I'm doing. I was just losing money. And after the 2 months goes by, I'm talking to one of my friends, and I'm telling him, like, what I'm trying to do. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to make money with e-commerce, dropshipping. He hears the word dropshipping, and he goes, yo, bro, John does dropshipping. And then he tells me John's last name, and he's like, yo, bro, John tells me he's doing $30,000, $40,000 a month profit dropshipping. And we're seniors in high school, so I have trouble believing that. $30,000, $40,000 a month profit. And we're seniors in high school. I'm impressed. I'm like, well, yo, that's fucking nuts. So I'm like, yo, give me John's Instagram tag right now. As I'm talking to my friend, he basically connected me with John. I shot John a DM. I'm like, yo, what's up, John? My name's Arden. We start chatting back and forth. He sees my Instagram page. We start talking back and forth. Long story short, I asked John for advice. I'm like, what's it going to take for you to help me out? Show me what I got to do. Show me what I got to do to make money with drop shipping. He's like, yeah, bro, I'm a little busy with school. I'm a little busy with work. So he wants to charge me like $700 for like 4 calls. I said, okay, whatever. I'll pay you the 700. Paid him the 700. And this kid is sharp. He's like telling me how to calculate a gross profit margin. He's telling me how to fix the structure of my site. He's telling me how to fix my logo. Like, he's telling me all of these things that I was never doing. So he's sharp. He's like on the ball. And, third month comes around, I start implementing his strategies to an exact T. Now, keep in mind, after I paid him like $700, after I paid this kid $700, I'm left with like $300. So I got to make this work, or else I'm going to White Castle, bro. I'm gonna put on a McDonald's uniform and start fucking filling people's chicken nuggets. That's what I was gonna do if I didn't make it work. So that third month comes around. The first 8 days I spent like $19 on ads using his strategy. I got back like $220 back in sales. So I'm like ecstatic at the time. I'm like, this is great. And the profit on that was like $100. I'm ecstatic. That third month we ended up with a profit of like $2,800. After I paid him $700, I was left with $300. So $2,800 to me at the time was huge. You get what I'm saying? And it's like the first progress. You know what I mean? Like when you're doing something new, it's like, whoa, somebody like actually paid for a product that I was selling on my store. So I was like a little bamboozled. But, you know, that's like the first step. Once you get a little taste of the money, a little taste of the success, and you just know it's possible. You know that somebody's going to buy that product. You know, you just get hooked. You get what I'm saying? And people don't understand. Like, they see somebody do $250,000 a month or $100,000 a month. They have trouble comprehending it. But it started off with them making a few $1,000 and they got hooked. And once you have that baseline, you just want more and more and more. You get what I'm saying? So once I had that $2,800 month, the next month we do $6,500. So I'm like, oh, this is real money. I'm starting to like panic a little bit. I'm like, this is real money. If I can make $6,500, I can make $65,000. Like I'm thinking bigger and bigger. You get what I'm saying? A month after that, I do like 10.5K. I did $10,332. So that's not a lot of money. But when I look back on it, man, I was ecstatic when I did 10.3K. My head was in the clouds because you have to understand, when I was first starting my journey, my cousins were also talking bad about me. My cousins were basically saying, forget about this. Who do you think you are? You know, e-commerce is not going to be here for you. You know, you think you're a big shot. Just get a regular job. They would tell me you're arrogant because I'm trying to make money with e-commerce. So when I had that 10K month, my cousins were making like $700 a week in construction. So 10K, I'm feeling like the man when I hit the 10K month. You get what I'm saying? I pull out like $2,000, gave my parents like $2,000. My parents are ecstatic because you have to understand, when you're living check to check and somebody hands you $2,000, that's a different type of feeling. You have to understand. I could only imagine. I've personally never been check to check, but you hand your parents $2,000 and they're check to check, they're gonna feel some type of way. They're gonna feel amazing. And when I gave them that money, I felt amazing myself. Giving is honestly better than receiving. But in order to give, you gotta have something, bro. You can't give people money if you don't have money. You can't give people knowledge if you don't have knowledge. You get what I'm saying? So I always focused on bettering myself, making money, making myself more knowledgeable so I can help others, help family, help friends, charitable organizations that I mess with. You have to understand, it's a better feeling. I'm just telling the truth. So I had that 10K month. Gave my parents like $2,000. I'm happy. Saved some money. I'm not spending money. And I had that 10K month on a pregnancy store. I'm selling pregnancy products, right? So I got a pregnancy store, did 10K. I sit on my desk. I'm like, man, this one pregnancy online store selling some pregnancy trinkets to women that are about to have a baby within a few months did 10K. I'm like, man, this is common sense. Let me copy the same formula with the pregnancy store and just start up another Shopify store. So I started up a pet store. So now I'm selling pet products and I'm selling pregnancy products. So one store, we're selling pregnancy. One store, we're selling pet products. So people that wanted to buy products for their cats and dogs, those were the main two pets. We're not selling, you know, products to fish owners. You know what I mean? Those were the main two pets that we were selling to, pet owners that we were selling to. And at that point, between the two Shopify stores, we started doing like 15 to 20K a month, and I'm still in high school at the time. So 15 to 20 a month is like insane, you know? It's insane to me, coming from $1,200 to my name months ago, maybe 7 months. I started doing like what, 7 months? In 7 months, I started doing 15 to 20. So 7 months before that, 8 months before that, I had $1,200 to my name. And all of a sudden, you start doing 15 to 20 a month. You know, your mind is like, whoa. So I'm doing that for quite a few months. I was stagnating. So January, February, March, April, I'm doing the same numbers. May comes around. That's when I started my third Shopify store. I started up a fitness Shopify store. So if people wanted to work out, they'd come onto my fitness store, purchase a product to work out. And let me be clear, like, I'm not selling some like generic products. Like, we're selling unique products, products that are recently on the market. Maybe Walmart's not really selling them. Amazon's not selling them. You get what I'm saying? Like, unique products. We're marketing it better. We have USA suppliers. We're drop shipping it really well. We have good customer support. We're really running it like a tight ship. I was good at running it like a tight ship. You get what I'm saying? Like, employees are friendly with my customers on the phone, you know. Things were running really well. So now between those 3 stores, we start doing like 20 to 35K a month. And at that point, man, you know, this is over the summer. You know, we were graduating high school. To me, that was insane. You know what I mean? Like, a $20,000 to $35,000 a month is insane. I was ecstatic. I said, you know what? I'm not going to go to college. I'm like, why am I going to go to college if I'm making money? Shit is going well. I'm like, I know what I'm doing. So I'm like, okay, I want to run it up to $100,000 a month. You get what I'm saying? I want to retire my mom. And if you want to retire like a parent, you know, you gotta make some money. I wanted a cushion, right? Because $20,000 or $30,000 a month is just not enough to really retire your parents if you really want to. So my next goal was like $100,000 a month. I looked over my life and I was like, man, what worked for me in the past? What worked for me in the past was actually just paying people that were ahead of me for their knowledge. Like, I paid John that was making $30,000, $40,000 a month as a senior in high school. I met this kid by luck. I'll be honest with you. You know, sometimes you get lucky, man. Life, you know, there is luck. Don't listen to anybody that tells you things don't happen in your favor. That's luck. So I got lucky when I met this kid, a senior in high school, in the same school as me, making $30,000, $40,000 a month. I met him through a mutual friend, and I paid him $700. He showed me the game. I made $2,800, then $6,500, then $10K, then $15 to $20K, and he gave me that base level knowledge, the foundation to really shoot up and build the Empire State Building, right? But it was because of him. It might have taken me way longer to finally build a good, solid cement foundation of the business I'm involved in, which is online business, e-commerce, selling products online. So I got lucky, I guess you can say. So I looked at my life. I'm like, man, paying this kid like changed my life. It kind of sped up the process. So I'm like, if I want to make $100K a month, I'm going to find somebody doing $100K a month, and I'm going to pay them for consultation, and they're going to show me what they did to go from whatever numbers they were at to $100,000 a month. And I would pay these guys $3,500, $6,500. I'd find them through my network, and I'd pay them. And they started showing me what they were doing. They were showing me how to hire employees. They were showing me how to scale the company, basically. And I started implementing what they were showing me, right? Like, I see a lot of people, like, you could tell them how to make $1 million a month, and they're gonna, like, deviate. Like, they're gonna be like, oh, well, should I try this? Or what do you think about NFTs? Or what, should I try this? And I'm like, yo, just follow what I tell you, bro. If I'm telling you this will make you $50K in a month, just follow what I tell you. And that's one thing that was good about me. It's like, if somebody said, this is how you go from $30,000 a month to $100,000 a month, I'm going to follow it to an exact T. Believe it or not, going from $30,000 a month to $100,000 a month is better than it's easier than going from 0 to $30,000 a month. Because going from 0, you have no knowledge unless you have a mentor or a consultant. You have no knowledge, and you're going from nothing to building something out of scratch, right? But when you're at $30,000 a month, that's just a triple. That's just a triple in your revenue. So it's not as difficult as going from 0 to $50,000 a month or 0 to $30,000 a month. You get what I'm saying? And they were showing me how to hire employees. January of this year comes around, and you know, I start implementing a lot of what they showed me, how they found virtual assistants, how they hired employees. And I started implementing it. And in January, I still had people talking shit. They were like, nobody's going to buy anything in January. January's the worst month because of Black Friday and Christmas occurred, and everybody's broke in January, which is kind of true. But I'm like, let's just see what happens. And in January, we did like 86K. February, we did like 74K. March, 83K. And then April was our, biggest month at that time. We had our first ever six-figure month. We did 227 on just one Shopify store. And I had 2 other Shopify stores running it as well. So ever since then, man, we've been absolutely going nuts. This is one of the 4 Shopify stores I got running right now. October 1st, October 30. Where's 31st, man? It's 31st. October 1st, October 31st, we're at like 70K. You know what I mean? It's nothing too crazy. This is like a little passive store. So we've been absolutely just milking that. I check up on that store, honestly, for like 30 minutes. Now that it's beginning to get a little bit more busier, maybe like 35 minutes a day, but not too long, man. Not too long for the amount of effort I put in. I really don't put in too much effort. But like I was showing you guys earlier, about a year and 3 months ago, I was making far less money. 40 a month, whatever, 20 to 35K a month, nothing too crazy, like multiple 5 figures a month. When I look back on it now, it's not the biggest like achievement in the world. It's nice. You know what I mean? You're much more comfortable when you're doing 5 figures, but it's not the biggest in the world. And, I posted those screenshots on my Instagram story, and a random dude like swipes up and sends me like a DM like this long, right? Like he sends me a DM like probably this thick, right? Like about this long. And I'm reading it, and it's basically him telling me his problems and whatnot. So, I get on the phone with this guy. I wanted to help out this guy. And I talked to this guy. He's from Huntsville, Texas. If you guys know where Huntsville is in Texas. He had a wife. He had like 2 kids. He's working 50, 60 hours a week. And he's making like $3,200 a month. Mind you, he's a blue-collar worker, so he's working with his hands. It's not like he's not a white-collar worker working on a computer. He's working with his hands. His back is hurting. He's 37 years old, so he's been working blue-collar since he was like 20. So, his back is starting to hurt. He's not making the money he deserves. He's like, bro, I feel like they're milking me at the job. I'm not spending time with kids. I haven't been on a vacation. And he's like, I want to buy a house. I'm like, how are you going to buy a house? You're making $3,200 a month with a wife and kids. You're not going to be able to. If we do the numbers, like realistically, if you do the numbers, he's like, bro, the house I want is like a few $100,000. I'm like, bro, do the numbers. 20% down on $400,000 is $80,000. Like, you have a few grand when you're talking to me. Like, he only had a few grand saved up. So I'm like, what is he going to do? Like, what are you going to wait? Like 15 years before you buy your first house? You know what I mean? So he's like, yeah, bro, that's why I'm talking to you. He's like, bro, put me into this game. I'll do everything you tell me to do. I was like, yeah, bro, if you do everything I tell you to do, like, you're going to speed up that process of buying a house like this. Like, you're not going to take 10 years or 15 years to buy a house. Because if you make 10x the income that you're making, you're just cutting everything down. Like, if I want to buy a $2 million house and I make $1 million a month, it's only going to take about 3-4 months for me to afford a house cash. Right? So it's just common sense. So I put this guy into the game. I built him a Shopify store the same way I would build myself a Shopify store. I set him up with 3 products that I thought had potential to pop off and just get sales. My rationale was like, if I give him 3 products and they get sales, his confidence is going to build up. He's going to see money coming through, and he's going to be like, okay, I'm going to take it serious. You get what I'm saying? I gave him the USA suppliers for each of those products. So we're drop shipping. We're not even like buying product in bulk. Like, we're not taking product in bulk and taking on a risk. We're drop shipping. We're middlemen. Gave him the advertising accounts. And I gave this guy a course on how to legit do everything. Present day, 15 months later, this guy has a down payment on a $400,000 house. He's pre-approved, pre-approved for a 400K house. 300 to 400K, I should say. I'll be honest. 300 to 400K house. So this guy's life changed. He's a grown-ass man. Him and his wife FaceTime me. He FaceTimed me like a month and a half ago. Damn near crying, bro. He's like a 38-year-old man, like damn near crying. Because he got the down payment on a house. You know what I mean? His wife is crying. His wife is fully crying. But this is like extraordinary to them. You know what I mean? Like, to me, I'll be honest, it's regular. Like $80,000, $100,000 on a down payment. It's not that like crazy to me. I'll be honest. But to them, bro, like $3,200 a month. Regular working class people, like. It's insane, bro. Their life fucking changed. This is not rocket science. Like, he's not fucking coding anything. You know what I mean? He's not sitting on a computer coding. You don't need to be Elon Musk for this. You need to have some common sense of brain. This guy didn't even have a computer. He had to buy a Chromebook. To do this. This guy's a blue-collar worker working with your hands. He's not tech savvy at all. But this is not rocket science. Let me show you something. This is not rocket science at all. Look at this. How is this rocket science? You see orders, you see finances, customers, products. Like, this is not rocket science at all. So, his life fucking changed. Somebody said drop shipping is good. Boy, why do you do that? It's not that hard. But why do that when you can start your own business? Drop shipping is a business, bro. People make M's off of drop shipping that you don't even see. Like, I know a 22-year-old kid in a private group chat. I'm talking to this kid one day. He's a nice kid. And, he's living in Beverly Hills, bro, driving a fucking Ford. I think he's driving an Aston Martin. You understand what I'm saying? He's like, bro, if I make anything less than $1 million a month, it's a bad month. You guys are, like, oblivious to really, like, what these big dogs are doing. You guys think this is, like, a game. Like, there's big dogs in this game making real money. Like, you guys think $30,000 a month is, like, a big number. But, yo, you got some people making big amounts of money. So let me show you another guy, because right after him, I had a guy from Orange County, California. This guy was a waiter. This guy was making like $2,400 a month as a waiter. So let me show you guys this guy right now.
At my previous job, it took me about 2 or 3 months of minimum wage of work just to make what I made with RD Media in 10 days. So he, helped me replace my income. Now I have way more.
He said 2 to 3 months of minimum wage work just to make what he made with me in 10 days, bro. That's fucking nuts. So he's like making like what? $7,000, $8,000 in 3 months. He made that in 10 days. It's insane. It's insane, man. It's not rocket science. And then I had a kid from Oakland, California. This kid taught himself how to cut hair. So he taught himself how to be like a barber and shit. I saw he was a hustler. I'm like, bro, I know this kid could pop off. If he's teaching himself how to cut hair, I know he could pop off. I put him onto the game. He's killing it. Let me show you.
At the beginning, I was a little skeptical with working with Arden, but after I made the jump and started working with him, he's been changing my life ever since. And I never thought I could make that much money at a young age. So if you guys are skeptical, I suggest you make the jump because it's 100% worth it.
You know what I mean? Like, I touch these people with my intellect, with my knowledge, and it turns to gold, man. If somebody's in my circle, man, and if they're getting some insight from me, man, they're gonna make money, bro. I don't know what to tell you. In some way, shape, or form, they're gonna get paid. So if you want to apply to work with me, I take 15 clients a month for that same shit that I gave these other guys. Shopify store built out for you 3 products, US suppliers, advertising accounts, course, everything you need to do to go crazy in this game. So I take 15 people a month for that. For October, we have like 14 people booked. I may be taking one more person for like October. Okay? So I'm very like strict on who I choose to work with me. I'm not working with bums. I'm not working with people that I don't think I can help. I shouldn't say bums. That's a very offensive word. But I'm not working with people that are like losers, have losing mindsets. You get what I'm saying? Like there's people that aren't willing to like open up their laptop for an hour a day. I'm not working with those people. You get what I'm saying? Like too lazy to open up a laptop, or you're going to watch Netflix for 3 hours. You get what I'm saying? Like there are people like that. You guys would be shocked. So if you want to apply to work with me and get that system, it's like leading a horse to the water. You got to drink the water. It's like me building you a trampoline. You got to be ready to jump on the trampoline and start bouncing, having fun. You get what I'm saying? So if you want to apply for that and you have about 1 to 3K to get into this, you're hungry to get into this, you're willing to learn a little bit, it's not fucking rocket science. You can DM the word ecom to @ecomreserve to see if you qualify to work with me. If I think I can help you, if I think you're a genuine good fit, we'll onboard you. We'll take you to the fucking moon. I just got a guy from Ventura, California. I'll give you an example. I don't know if he's in this live right now. He might be in this live. But I got this guy a few weeks ago. Ventura, California. He's making like $58,000 a year as a supervisor. So this is like real life, man. You look at everything. You look at how much a house costs, how much the wages are. And you're like, yo, this is not adding up, man. You can do your numbers on your own. This is not adding up. It's not making sense. You got to make more money nowadays. It's not adding up. What's up, Claudia? So, like I said before, I'm taking this guy from Ventura, California. He's making like $58K a year. He wants to buy a house because he heard what I said about the guy from Huntsville, Texas. This guy is buying a $300,000-$400,000 house. He's pre-approved for a $300,000-$400,000 house. So once he heard that, he was like, bro, I want to do this. I want to buy a house. And I'm like, yo, a house in California is going to run you like $300,000 to $800,000, a decent house. So I'm like, how are you going to afford that on $58,000 a year? He's like, bro, I know. That's why I'm on this call with you. It's pretty funny. So like, it's just common sense. You do the numbers, you realize it's just not enough, man. And these people are tired of it. I'm looking for people that have that urgency to like make a change, man. Because like when I was broke, I had $1,241 to my name. I'm coming home from school. The fucking apartment is run down. Okay? You see your parents working 12-hour days, 10-hour days. And you're like, man, they're working 10, 12-hour days, barely getting by. I'm not the only one that's with that situation. I'm not saying that for sympathy because they're chilling now. I'm chilling now. But you see your parents working 10, 12-hour days. I felt that urgency to make it happen. There was no such thing as, wait, I gotta chill. You get what I'm saying? Like, it was like, yo, I gotta make something happen. Or else, like, I'm gonna go into student loan debt. I'm gonna get some bullshit job. I'm gonna be, like, paying back my student loan debt. I'm gonna be begging my boss for a raise. I'm not gonna be able to help out my parents. So that's the realization I made as I was entering senior year of high school. I made that realization early on. I was able to like forecast it. I'm lucky. I'll be honest, man. I'm lucky. I'm not going to lie to you and say I'm not lucky. I got lucky when I met a kid in the same high school as me, and he was doing drop shipping and he's making $30,000-$40,000 a month. I'm lucky. I am lucky. But at the same time, I took advantage of it. You get what I'm saying? And I had that urgency to really make it happen. You get what I'm saying? So I had that urgency, like, man, I was willing to do whatever, man. When I had that 1,200, I lost 200 on advertising. My first 2 months, I lost $200 on Facebook ads. Didn't know what I was doing. Didn't know what I was doing when I was first starting off. And when I lost that $200, talked to one of my friends about what I was doing. He wasn't involved in business or anything, but I'm telling him about what I want to do. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm trying to do drop shipping. And then he put me on to a kid named John, and that kid changed my life, man. I'm friends with John to this day. This kid has a skincare brand, right? So he sells like a serum for like the face. Kid's a G, you know what I mean? He's selling the serum for like $60. He's getting it for like $8. Kid's a G, you get what I'm saying? So I'm friends with this kid to this day, and I got lucky. I met the kid. He was a good kid. He had a liking towards me. I paid him $700 just for his time. He showed me the game. I started implementing. You start doing $2,800 a month, then $6,500, then $10,000, and then $15,000 to $20,000, and then things just escalate. That's how life works. Things escalate. It starts off as a little snowball, and as you roll it, it just gets bigger and bigger. And now we have 12 employees. We're going on our 13th employee, and we're going nuts. I'm making passive income. I don't work on these stores like that. I just manage it and make sure everything's running smoothly. I make sure I'm getting paid. I make sure my employees are doing their job, but they're always doing their job. They know not to play. I make sure my suppliers are obviously fulfilling everything. I just stay on top of it, but it's not like I'm not in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? I'm not adding products anymore. I'm not really managing advertising. I'm just looking at the numbers. That's pretty much it, man. And I've really made it passive, man. I mean, listen, if you're able to like check up on a Shopify store for like 30 minutes a day, 40 minutes a day, and I'll show you guys one of my Shopify stores. If you're able to check up on this thing for 30, 40 minutes a day, and it's pumping you numbers like this at a very good profit margin, it's kind of like, yo, like what are you doing working a job? Like, I'm not even trying to be condescending, but it's kind of like, man, the opportunities are there. This is live. I'll refresh this page right now. The money's there, man. The opportunities are there. We're entering quarter 4. We got Black Friday. We got Cyber Monday. We got all these beautiful holidays coming up. And it's just kind of like a free for all. It's kind of like, just take the money. Take it all. Why not? Somebody said, Xavier, you got the AliExpress logo. I hope you're not using AliExpress as your supplier, bro. I'm trying to work with you. Hit me back in the messages. Yeah, like I said, if you want to apply to work with me and my team and get the same system that these other guys got, I got a 16-year-old kid fucking crushing it, bro. Like, if I touch you, let me tell you something. If I take you on my team and I tell you with confidence, you're gonna fucking go crazy. You are gonna go crazy. I have the Midas touch. I'm not saying that with arrogance, but anything involving like online business, like, I got the Midas touch, bro. If I touch you, if I give you insight in some way, shape, or form, if you work with me, you're gonna go crazy. You're gonna pop off. That's how it is. That's what I've led myself to believe. That is what I led myself to believe. You use Alibaba. Absolutely not. I have a private supplier. What's up, Katale? Shkodran, I need the touch. Somebody said I need the touch. Some people got it, bro. I truly believe. I'm not saying this with arrogance. I truly believe I have it. Like, I've met some people where every venture they touch, they're fucking just getting paid, bro. Like, that's how I feel. Every store I touch, every client I work with, man, I just see things in a different light. I'm getting paid. I'm getting paid. They're getting paid. It's the same thing with family. I give them insight on certain things. They're getting paid. It's just reality. Same thing with my clients. I got clients buying houses 20% down. They're getting paid. It's just nuts. It's crazy. Somebody said, "You're a G. I love your energy." I appreciate that, bro. Somebody said, "How much does it take to start this?" It takes about $1,000 to $3,000 to do something like this. Somebody said, "Touch me, please." That's fun. I said I had the Midas touch. They saying, "Touch me." Yo, that's funny as fuck, bro. You guys are funny. We said, "Touch me." What's up, Dark Skin J? What's up, Paula? Xavier _179, Precious Shaw, Mr. Fortune 001. We got quite a few people. Nick Hill, Vespute, Max, Leonardo. Did I work with you, Max? I don't know if I did. I think I worked with somebody named Leonardo or something like that. I'm looking at these names. What's up, Kareem? Ask me some questions, guys. Ask me some questions on how to get paid. You understand? We're going nuts. What's up, Carissa? Julio Costa. I'm so broke. I need to do something. Yeah, man. I mean, if you're broke, you need a little bit of money to get into this game. I mean, I would get a job. I would accumulate like $200-300 and start hustling, right? Like, I would start going into thrift stores. When I was broke, I had $100. I would go into a thrift store like a Goodwill. I would download the eBay app. I would scan the barcode, and I would see how much a product is selling for on eBay. If I saw that a vintage DVD was selling for $50 and I'm able to get it for $5, that's a profit. You get what I'm saying? You do that 10 times, you're flipping your money, you're working a job, you're flipping your money, then you put it into a real venture such as like e-commerce. This is a real venture. You know what you're doing with this? You can scale up to the moon. There's people that do 10K, 15K, 20K days off of one store. My shit is more like spread out. I have four stores. I prefer it that way just for the payment processors, not to give me a hard time. Also, I like to diversify, so you know, each store is a different niche, sporting goods, pets, whatnot. So that's how I do it. But that's my style. Marketing. What about marketing? From Philippines. I don't know. Somebody said, "I want to work with you ASAP." Like I said, if you want to apply to work with me and you have about $1,000 to $3,000, you're hungry to get into this, you're serious about doing this, you're willing to learn a little bit something, like this is not rocket science. Like, we're talking about learning what a cost per click is. We're talking about learning what a return on ad spend is. Like, come on, bro, you don't need to be a genius for this shit, bro. You understand what I'm saying? You don't need to be a genius for this. So if you have about $1,000 to $3,000 and you want to apply to work with me, I'm selective on who I choose to work with. I'm not working with losers. I'm not working with people that have a losing mindset. I'm not. That's why I filter through. That's why I talk to people before I even work with them. I am not working with a loser. I'm working with a winner and just going to give them the roadmap to win. That's why the success rate is ridiculously high. So if you want to apply to work with me, you got about $1,000 to $3,000, and you want to see if you're a good fit for a Shopify store built out for you, 3 products, U.S. suppliers, advertising accounts, and a course. It's like leading a horse to the water, and you're drinking the water. So if you want to apply for that, you have to DM the word ecom, ECOM, to @ecom_reserve to see if you qualify to work with me. You can click right here. It's going to drop down ecom reserve. You click message and you're able to send me a DM. And if I think I can help you, then we'll onboard you. We'll take you to the moon. Who are you? I'm the president. I'm from South Africa. Oh man, we got quite a few people. How's everybody doing? Julie, what's up? How to make money? How to make money? You sell a product or a service at a profit, bro. That's how you make money. Making money is honestly not very difficult, man. Once you have the skills, it comes off as arrogant, but it's not. It's not difficult. Once you have the skills and the knowledge, bro, there's people that like, fuck, bro, like they make money even easier than me, bro. Sometimes my brain has trouble comprehending fucking making $1 million off a cryptocurrency trade. I'm like, whoa, take it easy, bro. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's nuts. Like, there's different levels to this shit, bro. You guys see a $78,000 a month, or $150,000 a month, or $227,000 a month, and you're impressed. You're like, wow. I see the guy that's doing 7 figures a month, and I'm like, whoa, that's nuts. And then the guy that's doing 7 figures, $1 million a month, he's like, what about the guy that's doing 10 million a month? You know what I mean?